Nagkariwahi ka, Joe. Is that it? Nagkariwahi ka, Joe. Oh, man. So what don't see us, Nyari? Gazit Rio, Yojatska, how we know Gian Dudget's going to star, not our Roni. Reckon over the Gurunga Gari Gesso, yet the Sota Asatanka Garako, Dono, yet in the stars, Yomunzagi, Dono, Guego Scott, Neganungwe. Detin over a Guedzini Ganat Regero, Dono, a Guego, or Quadre, or no Quasum. Detin over yet the sort of gunhand near on the headstone, gonna go here that the Hawakway. Yon Kiat again had damn dawe on Hetzera, Gazat Stasser and the Ganungwe. Damn dawe on Hetzera and no, I just had the word on the tip of my tongue here. Don't tell me all our mothers. It was right on the tip of my tongue.
You kidney store going.
Say that again.
You kidney store going.
You keep me start going. Yeah, dam dawe out on Hetzera, ne Gazet Stasser, ne key. Oh, I can't say it.
Or you could just say got any stunts, got any stunts.
Gani Statzer, that's the one, yeah. Okay. Dam dawe out on Hetzera, go on a gorder, Gana Nasera, go on Escana Dano, out on Hetzera, ne Ori Huio, Gari wa Gari Shunsera, Dano Gazet Stasera. So, as always, everybody knows that we have to carry out the Ahonda Gari with Dekwa first. And so this is where we identify the things in creation that have created us and the things that we need to continue to sustain us. And so we begin always by giving thanks to the great spiral of creation, to Sky Woman herself, as it is she who has given us spirit. From there, we know that just like in the gestation process of every single one of us, of everything that is born, the first thing is the act of love. It's the spirit. And then as the cells divide, it is the heart that is the first thing that has to grow. But at that level, when we are in fetus or even before that, when we are on the cellular level, first dividing, it is not the heart of us that is beating blood into those cells. It is the heart of our mother. It is only once our heart forms, it takes, I think it's about a moon to a moon and a half, where the heart forms and is able to start to then pump its own blood into itself. And so just to focus here, the reason why I'm saying this is to pay special attention to the heartbeat of our mother, to pay attention to your heartbeat and to acknowledge that our hearts are not our own. Yeah, you got a heart in your body and you can say that it's your own heart, but think of this. Where did you get that heart from? How is it that it's doing the work keeping your body alive? This is something that obviously is not belonging to the individual. It's something that comes from the very beginnings, the instance of Sky Woman herself, passed on through the generations from her to the next, to the next, to the next. And so it is in that true passage of time or evolution where it is the link is through our mother's heartbeat, through our mothers. It's our mothers that give birth to us. It's our mothers that give us our identity. Again, as you know, regardless of if it's a bear or a wolf or a turtle or a human, that it's the mothers that are showing those things how to be. And so the reason why for this is because what we've been watching in the last couple of days as to the volcano that has happened. Some of you know that if you've been watching some of the things that we post, we actually were able to predict that volcano the day in advance. But this is not a prediction. This is actually just reading the natural science. So this is to exemplify to everybody that if you read the natural science, you'll find that you'll be having a communication, maybe not direct human to human, but creation will be telling you things, sending you messages. And so the thing that I'm speaking of here is that if any of you seen this, that when was this, on Friday, I think? No, Thursday.
Mhm.
Yeah, Thursday, the day after the Wednesday zone. Edith and I were sitting out by the water, and this was when we called you while you're geared up. This actually happened while we called you. Remember, we told you what we were doing and you were going to come over. Anyways, in the middle of that, we went to where we swim, and we seen this snake in the water, and it was coiled up. It was like it was about 2 inches above the water, and it was coiled up in about a 2-inch diameter coil, and its head was sticking up just like a periscope on a submarine, and it was turning around like that completely, looking all around in every direction. At first, when we noticed it, and it was very close to us, it it stared just at us at first because we were pointing at it, and clearly, it was looking straight at us. Just like with any animal or anything, you can tell by the look in the eyes if the thing is in distress now or something like that. This snake was clearly, we could see it. Edith and I could see there was something wrong with this snake. It was, we concluded right then and there that there was something that woke it up, something very odd. But it happened very fast, and we says, get the camera, film it. And by the time we did film it, well, it was already moving on. But anyways, the thing here is that afterwards we posted it and we said, that means that there's something inside of the earth that has awakened that snake, that has made it go into the freezing cold water to get its bearings, to look around, to see what's going on, what has happened. So we said on Thursday that this means there was going to be an earthquake or a volcano within this new moon cycle. And sure enough, the next morning, Friday morning, we look at the news, and it says in the St. Vincent, which is just off the coast of Venezuela, that it says there was a volcano that was active. It wasn't erupting yet. Actually, it showed pictures, and the mountain, you could see steam coming out of all over the place, and fires were breaking out in the woodlands there. This was in the morning. Now, by the afternoon, the volcano erupted. Now, this volcano is right in the magnetic line, the magnetic field, as to what flows right through us right here. And so this is why I said that, concluded that it meant volcano or earthquake. And so it's because that it's right in this magnetic field. Like if you know that on the Earth, the Earth's magnetic field, it leaves the south and South Pole, and it travels to the North Pole, and it keeps going in and out like that. And each time, now we'll go. So when it leaves the South Pole, it goes in a specific direction, straight to the north. Now, where this St. Vincent is it's right here in this line that passes right through our territory. And so this is the reason why that when we read the natural science, when we pay attention to our mother, what she's showing us, it looks like we predicted that there was going to be an earthquake or a volcano, and big deal, it was only one day in advance. Well, it doesn't really matter. The thing is that the messages are all around for us. Our mother gives us the messages every day. our mother gives us the messages every day. This is our first phrase that we need.
Okay. Okay, send me the chat. Okay, I got it. I got it. Okay, our mother, what, Edith?
Sends us the messages every day.
Did you hear him?
Yeah.
And during that time, I will give you the order for today. So the winner is Stuart, and then there's Marie-Claude, Edith, and Christina, France, then Janet, Tony, Desiree and Harold, Will, and myself.
Good, very good.
And just to say, oh, I forget. Man, I'm really drawing blanks now. I'm put on the spot. New moon. So today, everybody take note that we are right in the power of the new moon. So this is to be experienced when people think moon, you think at night. No, the new moon is to be experienced at high noon, because that's where she is. She's directly in between us and our eldest brother, the sun, at that time. And this is where, again, if we go back to the moon teachings, that she is now showering. It's the replenishment of the blood. It's like when your heart opens up, boom, that's new moon, sending out all the blood. And then when it comes back in, pumps in, boom, that's full moon, because boom, the heart becomes full again. You know what? That gives me an idea that in the future Kanienkeha class, we gotta create it around a moon teachings. Yeah, we do the moon teachings in Kanienkeha. So that means first we gotta do one completely in English, and then edit out all the stupid nonsense, you know, and then just do it in get the bare bones of what we need. Oh yeah, moon teachings. Imagine all the how in depth wow, that's what we got to do. Yeah, tonight we're a little bit stingy on the lighting. We're going organic tonight, so we're limited to candles pretty much. Hey, how I can do?
Okay. Did you get it?
Not me. Who got it? Oh, I see.
I sent it to you.
Can you see that buffalo head on the jump, everybody?
Yeah.
In between.
Okay. Yukinistaha, Yukiroris Jiniawan Haje.
Yonki Nistaa, Yonki Roris, Ziniawa Haje. Ziniawa.
That's good.
Yankinistan, Yonon Kiroris, Dini Wanhachi.
Yonkinista'a, Yonkioloris, Tiniwahache,
Jiniyawan Haji.
Tiniawahache.
Christina, you would be next. If you want to practice, you can open your microphone.
Oh no, I'm gonna abstain.
Okay,
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, France.
Can you repeat it? That's a.
Okay, I'll go one word at a time. So come right after me.
Okay.
Istaha,
Yikinistaha,
Yukiroris,
Yikiroris,
Jiniyawan Haji.
Jiniawahatje.
Je.
Oh,
Janet.
yeah, sorry. Yonkenistanha, Stena,
Yukinistaha,
Yonkenistanha, Hirolis,
Yukiroris,
Yukirolis,
Jiniyawan Haji.
Jenia Wahaje.
Tony, if you want to speak, you can unmute yourself.
First time, pardon. Yonkinistaha, Yokioris, Senowena, when hate?
Jiniyawan Haji.
Jinyawen hache.
Desiree and Harold.
Kinistoa, Yonkiroris, Siwana Hachi.
Am I?
No, it's Desiree. We don't hear them loud enough, maybe. So you're just after them, Will.
I might need help. I'm a little fried today.
Yukinistaha,
Yukinistaha,
Yukiroris,
Yukiroris,
Jiniyawan Haji.
Siniwahade,
Jiniyawan Haji.
pass it around to him.
Okay, thank you.
You're not clear. We can't hear you clear.
If you speak right now, we don't hear you at all.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I was trying to say the last one.
Okay, the last one is Jiniyawan Haji.
Siniwahache.
Jiniyawan Haji.
Siniwahache.
Yonginistana, Yokiroris, Jiniyawahaje.
That's good, yeah. Yukinistaha, Yukiroris, Jiniyawan Haji.
Yonkinistaha, Yonkiroris, Tiniawahache. Circle.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just make sure we get the right wordings here to get the proper sentiment here. So if our mother's giving us messages every day, if we know how to read them, or if we read them, if we pay attention, we can, let's see, well, we're not going to say predict the future or this. If we pay attention, we could adjust to her rhythms. If we pay attention, we can adjust to her rhythms. could do too, tonight, we can go over some of those, some of the previous, classes where there were a couple of issues, things that we needed to readdress. One such as, just so that we remember this, it was about, in the new moon, it says, our grandmother, the nighttime sun. It cannot be the nighttime sun when it's in new moon, because it's impossible. She's not in the nighttime sky. So that's something, one of the points there. Just keep that in mind.
And last week you talked about, I didn't take a note properly, but nation in law, out of law, I don't know. I think it's nation in law. For them to say it properly, I think you were talking about your people or people, native people, something like this. I don't know if it ring a bell.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, good.
I just got to remember in what context. Yeah, we'll probably get to that. Remember where it was. Oh yeah, yeah. Now it is to add on to the years of Gahaway. Now it's time to open, time to close, time to carry out this song, which can then apply to any song. Time to carry out this ceremony, which can then apply to any ceremony. Things of that nature, things of importance within the longhouse that gets a person flowing with the rhythm of creation. Just in case you're watching right now, or you're with us and for the first time, and you're wondering what the heck's going on here, what happens is that none of this is prearranged. There's no script to it. It's not determined in advance what we're going to talk about. It's what flows in the moment, coming out of the rhythm of the things that took place from the previous Kanienkeha class. So in order to do this, as you see, we talk about it, and then Wayagero has to translate it. So that's why there's a period of time where it'll, well, looks like we're sitting around.
Okay, we're ready then. Da ayetia dahu sadade.
Da ayeti da husa da de.
Ayetia dahu sadade.
Okay. Da ayetia da husa da de.
Da ayetia da hun sadade. Da anietia da hun sadade.
Da Anieta Yun Sadade.
Okay.
Da ayan ya da hun sadade.
Very good.
Tony?
And yeah,
Da ayetia dahu sadade.
da Aniet Tia
Tia dahu sadade.
and Tieta Hun Satate.
Okay.
Da and Tieta Hun Satate.
Anya Pia da Hunsadate.
Da anya da hun sadade.
Desiree, we can barely hear you. When it comes time for you, we can barely hear anything you're saying.
I don't know if I'm gonna say it right this time. Da anya da hun sadade.
Da ayetia dahu sadade.
That's right. Da ayetia dahu sadade. Who's next?
Ta anietia ta hun sadade. Circle.
Okay, now the neck. We can adjust Awaderi Wasiruni.
Awaderi Wasiruni.
Awaderi Waseruni. Awaderi Waseruni.
Wadari Watsaruni.
Awadi.
Ri Wasiruni.
Could you say it again?
Awaderi Wasiruni.
Awadi wasaruni.
And Watri Wasaruni.
Good.
Oh, it is.
On Wateri Wasaruni.
Very good.
On Wateri Wasaruni.
Very good. Yanare.
Awatari Wasarasaruni.
And Wadiri Waseruni. Circle.
Jinie Wayanoda. Jinie Wayanoda.
Zinia Wayanoda.
Zinie Wayanoda. Zinia Wayanoda.
Jiniewe Yanoda.
Janiewe Nienoda.
Inwe Notan.
Tiniwe Yanoto.
Good.
Chini ewe onyota.
Yeah, Jinie Wayanoda.
Chi
Nota. Sorry.
Yeah.
Circle.
Okay, on these three words, just to make it easier for people who think in English for pronunciation, on the first word, Ayetia Dahunsarda. Ayetia, put a comma that, yeah. And then the next one down, Waderi. Yeah. And then the other one, Ziniwe, way, right there after way, Ziniwe, Yodo, Ziniwe Yodo. Is that okay, Gerdu, like that?
Yeah, Jinie Wayanoda. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so she's giving us her messages every day. If we pay attention, we can adjust to her rhythms. Okay, so now we have to make this, let's see, enticing, a reason for people, anybody, non-native people, to think, why would they even think this way? If we pay attention to what? We're too busy stuck in rush hour traffic, too busy working every day. Nobody's got any time to think anything about the moon, and nobody thinks that the moon factors into their 40-hour work week or what they're doing on the weekends anyways. So nobody thinks about these things. So we have to give like a hook. What's going to hook a person into thinking like this? Why think with these sentiments? So if we pay attention, we can adjust to her rhythms. We can then say something like, but not this, we can then live properly, or we can then live in relation to, yeah, well, that's already implied there. We can adjust to her rhythms, but something that would make it beneficial to us. Why? Why would we want to think this way? Can anybody think of a reason why? Why would you want to listen to our grandmother moon? Like, take for instance, like we said, what we seen the other day, what Edith and I seen, we paid attention to it. Everybody kind of knows like the rhythm, what we're in. So you can see the reason or the purpose why we would pay attention to it. And then, as you know, the outcome, anybody who has been with us for a while, you know, we've been talking about the pattern of volcanoes, of earthquakes, of even the reversal of the tide. So all of these things for us, for me, it's right in line with what I speak. So can any of you think of why would you want to pay attention to if you seen that snake in the water and to interpret it properly, why would you tell your parents or your friends about it? Can anybody think of a reason why here, which we could incorporate into this teaching?
Can I say something? It seems like whenever we do our thanks, we say that Grandma Moon is actually cleaning up our blood. So for this time where they're scaring everybody off about this virus stuff, it seems like it would be a very important idea to be cleansing our body with the moon.
Okay,
our
let me
blood.
see. Okay, what you just said, to encapsulate this, what you first started saying, what it brought to mind for me is that if we pay attention to these messages, we can adjust to her rhythms, we can expand our own Ahonda Gari Wadekwa, or we can expand our own knowledge of Ahonda Gari Wadekwa. And then therefore there would be an extra line there, something like, and therefore
Become natural.
have a stronger connection, something like that, but more refined phrase. So here then, so we can expand our own knowledge of Ahonda Gari Wadekwa.
Well, what you call it, when something like that happens, and then of course you go and you, like with the Ahonda Gari Wadekwa, and then you see that snake, and then you focus and you stay a little longer on like the snakes and what they're doing. Like when you're having wakta, then you mention that time and you talk more about it then.
So then right here is a key word then in that expanding our own knowledge. It would be expanding our own interconnected knowledge of Ahonda Gari Wadekwa. Is that something that would sound right in the language, or would it be a little too?
Yeah, well, I have the word for it.
Okay. Yeah, to expand our own interconnected knowledge of Ahonda Gari Wadekwa. Yeah, that would be the proper phrase, because Ahonda Gari Wadekwa is everything. And if a person's only stuck in rush hour traffic, you're not thinking of everything, you're only thinking of the garbage that's on the radio. So by expanding our own interconnected knowledge of the Ahonda Gari Wadekwa, we are engaging with the things that are there that we are unaware of. That might be the
That would
next.
be the same as saying we are all related.
Yeah, it'd be on that level, but not so much articulated like on a technical level. Like you might say, there's the body, but then this might be saying, well, there's the skeleton and there's arteries and there's muscles and there's this and that, all that kind of stuff. Both of them would be right.
Your mention of the 40-hour work week right away made me think of the Nawa instead of a clock, right, which is connected to Britain and extraction and capitalism. The Nawa had their own rhythm, right, going along with the rhythms of our Mother Earth, and this is how they went about their every day instead of the 40-hour work week. So I think this relates to what you're saying about what the Ahonda Gari Wadekwa does, right? It allows you to get off of the clock and onto your own rhythm wherever you are.
Okay, so keep this in mind. The next phrase is then to get our own rhythm connected with, how do we mention her before? Could we just say her rhythm, because she's already mentioned there, right?
If we pay attention, we can adjust to her rhythms.
Yeah, so we already said, yeah,
And expand our own interconnected knowledge.
but it already says that, then we're repeating.
How did I lose a word? I wrote a word and now it disappeared. How can that happen?
Sometimes the keywords, they play games on us.
Magic.
Yeah.
And expand our own. Okay, maybe the word here isn't, based on what Harold just said, it's not an expand our own interconnected knowledge. It's the action word there, the verb. It's got to be not just interconnected. It's got to be our own, like activated, our own participatory. And
To
expand our-
strengthen our connection, like strengthen our
Oh,
connection.
it's not the expand we're talking about. We're talking about the interconnected.
Yeah, strengthen.
Experiential?
No, because it already says and expand. That's along the lines of strengthen our interconnectedness. Now, the interconnected is the word that we got to change to identify not just interconnected, but where the person is actively in a reciprocal, in a reciprocity.
And what about
Experiencing.
okay? What about communion?
Come on. We're
Yeah, I
going-
know it's kind of I know, but it's
Experience.
it's like solidarity has been stolen from this elected system, but its solidarity still exists.
Okay, we're gonna find another word, but for now, we're gonna stay with this interconnected.
Relation.
But it depends on once Wayagir who gets the Kanienkeha word and how it translates. Maybe it's what we're actually looking for.
To harmonize.
Even more explanatory than that. Not just to harmonize, but where the person is the initiator
allow.
of the action.
To allow for harmonization.
That's not what he's looking for.
No, it can't.
How about
be at all.
symbiotic?
It has to be in an action of providing it, not just to allow it. Take, for instance, like with the Women's Nation, like we say all the time, that the role of the men is not to allow the women to have a women's council fire, it's to provide it, to provide the safety, to provide the space. So if we initiate, then we get back. If we plant the corn in the spring, we get the corn to eat in the fall. So it's that kind of reciprocal, but it's really not the other having to do anything. It's really just us. So this is the sentiment that we're going to get to. That's going to replace the word interconnected. To expand our own knowledge of our own interactive, interactivated, something. We're going to come up with the proper word there.
And what about harmony?
Okay, who's right? Did you get it? I
Yes,
said,
it won't be long. It won't be long.
oh,
It's coming.
okay.
I see it on the pipe. Landing.
Harmony.
Oh, okay.
What
Would
about experience?
interdependence be something, because I looked for synonym of interconnected and it say interdependent, interrelated.
It's more than that. Than like I said, it's more of us, not just an interconnectedness. Like you can be interconnected with your children, but the reality is it's not an interconnectedness because we have created them. So the person has to initiate the process. There's, like I said, we're going to get to the term. We're going to create the sentiment in English, and then we'll be able to find the proper Kanienkeha. Where are we at? Do we have it right now?
Wait, do we have the word for knowledge in there?
What'd you say, Edith?
Do we have the word for knowledge in there? Because we read what the nigura gareste for to expand. And then
Yeah,
the
well,
other
that's,
is our own interconnected and knowledge.
that's to expand our brain,
Okay, so
to expand our knowledge. It's our knowledge is our brain. That what that then you go to garste.
okay, so it goes with it in the top.
Self-awareness. That's the term. Our own self-awareness.
Okay. Okay, then, okay, Edith.
Yeah.
What then you go to garste, and now write this space
Okay.
ON.
Uh-huh.
ONO, okay, ONH, ONH, oh no, WA, WA,
Hey, where did it go now? Hang on, hang on.
WA,
Uh-huh.
RA,
Mm-hmm.
KON,
Mm-hmm.
SON. Gonu Warago, so. See, that's our brain.
Oh,
Karun Waraguso.
so,
That what then you go to garste is to expand our brain. Yeah, we don't have to put a no Waragoso because it's in there. And what ni Waragoso. That what then you go to garste. Okay, leave it now that you got it. I'm going to Waragoso.
So, but brain is in the first,
Yeah, I do what that did ni go to garste. Da what that did ni go to garste.
Brain is in there?
Yeah, Nigunra, KONRA.
That's where you gotta put brain.
but the new word that he gave us on Waragun, so that's exactly it, brain. So that's why he says we don't need to put it because it's already included in the next word, but because we have it already, just leave it there. You know what I mean?
It's up to you if you want to take it out. But
Our knowledge.
We can take it out and put it just beside like an extra word because it's not really part of the phrase, but it's good to know that that's the knowledge of the brain. I don't know.
we're just saying it twice, that's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna just take it out.
So there, brain, put in brackets there, consciousness.
Interconnected.
Okay, you want to break that up right away, that it'll be easier for you, so I don't know where you want to break it.
Which word are we on? I can't see it.
Hang on, just a second. I'm gonna put this word at the end so we have it, but we're not maybe really gonna use it.
I thought maybe the candles would make it easier on my eyes, but it's like really putting a heavy glare in my eye.
Want to move it?
Huh?
Want to move it?
No, we're gonna stay this way now.
Okay, it was a little bit long, but we're
Daya dewa denigun Gardiste. Can you say that word so we'll know where to break it?
I would cut it at NI, at the K, INK. between the I and K. They were that ni gun ragarus gariste. They were that ni gun raga. Were that ni gun raga.
Ga.
Okay, let's
Yeah, right after the A, yeah, ga, reste. Daya de weni, daya de wadeni, gun raga, reste, yeah. And then
okay.
the
Edith, you're writing?
Yeah.
They do that ni gun raga. And then erase the rest except the R. Okay, erase everything. Okay, now RONSTE. Okay, that's now. They do that ni gun ragaruste. They do that ni gun runnera. They do that ni gun. Between the H and the R.
And the R.
wait a minute, daya de wadeni, gu, raka.
Runnera. They do that ni gun. They do that ni. Okay. Well, you break it where you want then.
Yeah, okay, can you say that word again?
They do that ni gun runnera.
What?
They do that ni gun runnera.
That they would
That's a different word.
they go rada stay.
Okay, who's talking there?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Are you breaking up all the words, or we're just gonna do this one word, okay? And
Just the first one, yeah.
okay, that what that ni gun raga ruste. Daye de what that ni gun raga ruste.
Okay, I think that one after the H between the gun raga should be one word. Yeah, gun raga, roste. Daya de wadeni gun raga, roste.
That's the one.
Daye de wadeni gun rakaru.
Daye de wadeni gun rakaru.
That the way that they need.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
Daye de wa.
Daye de wa.
De ni gun raga ruste.
Radaruste.
Dayati wa dene gun raga runste.
Very good.
Oh, Tony is gone, so Desiree and Harold.
Aye, ga, ye de wadeni gunraga ronste.
Desiree is not there, so Will would be your turn.
There were the ni gon raga ronste.
Okay, good. Daye de what that ni gun raga ruste.
They were ni gon raga ronste.
Next would be Brandy and Millie. Brandy and Millie.
Very good.
Say it again. Oh, I can't. I'm driving.
Okay, stay prudent. So Celine would be next.
That's a good one. I can't imagine.
I rather not participate because I wish to concentrate on the phonic of the words. So I'll work on that instead.
Okay then. So Daya Dewa Denigura Garunste. Circle.
Okay.
Wow.
Right, now the next one. Dedewa ni kung ragaro. What's that? Dedewa ni kung ra.
What?
Oh, dedewa ni kung ranera. Dedewa ni kung.
Goon, right there. Put a break right there. Goon. No, the hate. Put.
Right.
No. Goon.
That's the place to break it. Dedewa ni kung ranera. Dedewa ni kung ranera.
Okay, wait a minute. Right after the first TE, put a. Yeah. They want to go. No.
Okay.
They
Dedewa
want
ni
to
kung
go.
ranera.
They want to go. No.
Dedewa ni gu ranera. Dedewa ni gu ranera.
Dede wa ni gu ranera.
Tadiwani gun. Oh, no.
Tete wanigun ranarum.
Very good.
Dedewani gu wanera.
Good.
Brandy or Millie?
Okay.
Dede wani guranera. Circle.
All right. And then you want to agree with that.
I don't think we have to do that one, right?
No.
No, that's like if we already know calculus, then we're gonna talk about doing 1 + 1. Okay, so then here, the only thing that I would say to add on to the end of this now would be to make our heart and mind one with hers. Because the other day, from the time that we seen this snake in the water, and we just went on all the information that we have to determine what that meant. So when we determined that it meant that the snake was awakened by something, and it was looking that there was like looking for danger or something like that, it was clearly in distress. And then by reading it, then that's again, we say there's going to be an earthquake or a volcano. And then again, for the next day, for the volcano to happen, this is where our heart and our mind is in sync with hers. Because the moment she told us this, she sent us this message, we were able to deduce it, not within at the flash point of where we seen that snake, but within a matter of like 5 minutes afterwards. After we were done, we videotaped it, we Facebook lived it, and within not even 5 minutes, within a half a minute afterwards, we said, we spoke too soon. But anyways, I added it in written text added to it. So this is how, if we pay attention, we read those things, we connect our own Ahondagari Wadekwa to it, our own knowledge, then our heart and mind will be beating and thinking in sync with the heart and mind of our Mother Earth, meaning we will be thinking in the collective consciousness. We got something yet? Okay. So anyways, for me, for myself, I can see the benefits to reading those things. Many people know, people who've gone into sweats or things, anything, you've had a spiritual experience ever, or you're looking for solution to a very deep problem or something, sometimes we'll receive the message.
I'm losing that word. I don't know what's going on. You can only print so much, can you?
Oh man, I don't know. It's because sometimes when you hit the touchpad and it covers a word and then it just erases it. So it's very frustrating when that happens.
Okay.
If you're tired, you can just dictate it to me, Guayagiro. It shall function.
No, I'm not tired. I just, why does it do it? I'm not in
No, I'm
control.
talking about tired of that. Not you tired, not tired of that.
Okay, our minds. Our hearts and our minds. See, again, it did the same thing. Okay, I'll send you that. I don't know what's going on. Okay, you got it. Eat it, and then we'll add to it.
Okay.
So then from here, where it could become conversation is afterwards, after we get out of this, it could be something like, did you get any messages this week? Did you receive any messages? And something further, like in that line. Sort of like when maple season is here, you could say, did you receive any messages? You could say, yes, I was walking in the forest and I seen the water leaking from the tops of the trees, the broken branches, telling me it's time for this medicine.
It's in our minds.
Oh no,
And then we just need one with hertz. Well,
okay. Space, okay. Zinine, T-S-I-N-E, Zinine, Ago, space, A-K-O-W-E-N. That's hers.
Okay, wait a minute, Guayagiro. Right there, maybe would it be better? You tell me. Instead of saying with hers, would it be better right there to say with our mother?
Yeah, okay. Yukinistaha. What happened there?
Yeah, I'm just taking out this word because we just use it, the brain, so we don't double it.
Okay.
So we would be saying Tinine.
Yukinistaha. I'll go and take that out, and then Yukinistaha.
You see, the goal here is, as we know what the words would be in Kanienkeha, and we could give very easily, almost word for word, straight across translation, which won't really get the crux of the or the sentiment. Here, the sentiment is, even if you're not participating in the language class, there's, I think, 2 people now who abstained from participating, but you're there. This is perfect. Don't feel that you have to participate. All you have to do is learn the sentiment. Learn how to say that our mother in relation to our Mother Earth, and learn how to identify, to speak truth of that she's always giving us these messages. All we got to do is know how to read them. And so we're actually talking about real things here that people in computer land can't experience anymore because our brains are too much in technology. And so we can't relate to, our hearts and our minds in beating with our mothers, not so when you're speaking in relation to our Mother Earth. So you see here, through this process, you grasp a sentiment of words that you would never say in English. Nobody's ever going to say these words in English. So by speaking them in English, you're learning a new sentiment. You're learning a new field of humanity. And what that field is it's the domain of our mothers. It is the great peace, the Guyana Rasa Goa. To think in peace is completely different than what the world is capable of right now. So the world must be taught. This is the reason why the Kanienkeha language is the only language on the planet that can teach the rest of the world peace. It is the responsibility of the Kanienkeha, I mean, sorry. It is our role in this world. So even though I cannot speak, I'm not a good speaker, I'm a very bad speaker, we can still convey the sentiments. So get the sentiments. Practice in saying these things. All these things that we just said. Yeah, okay.
Okay, Edith. Ungwerianero sera gonson. Gonson. S-O-N. There. And we pluralized it because we got our minds pluralized. Pluralized.
And is there the emphasis after, is it like Zeragunsu or how?
Yeah, Ungwerianero sera gonson.
Okay, so no between the N and the S.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ungwerianero sera gonson.
Okay, Ungwe. Wait, say that again.
Ungwer.
Ungwerianero?
Yeah.
Ungwer.
Okay, yeah, put it at the R and I, split it there. Ungwerianero sera gonson.
Ungwer. Ooh, that's a hard.
Does that have to do something with, like, let's say, unwe, no?
Yeah. Well, it's Ungwerianero sera gonson. See, Yanerum. See, again, that's the female clan mother. Ungwerianero sera gonson. Oyaner. See, Oyaner is there, except the O ain't there. If we put an O where the I is, in front of the I, be Oyaner. So Ungwerianero sera gonson, because it's our mother's heart we have, like Stuart said a while ago, we don't own it. It's handed down all through women. No men can make a heart. So it's interesting when you write the language, you see how what fits in.
It's funny, that what you just said, no man can make a heart. But when you think of, and women can say this, when you think of in history, like the history of love, people mostly say that it's men that break the hearts of women. Maybe not only in love, but in their actions of war and stuff like that. So it's in, we could say coincidental, or it's that reciprocity there when you identify the heart, it's mother, it's female. No man can make a heart, but men break hearts. Men destroy hearts. This is the reason why we have to get the sentiment, the knowledge of peace out there, because women have been forever now in the non-native world have been subjected to just a broken heart. And I'm not saying because of love, broken heart because of just the pure outright insanity of the male being out of balance. So these sentiments are important to learn, to teach to your sons. If women ever want to get out from under the oppression, you aren't going to do it by changing your oppressor. You're going to do it by growing and creating proper sons that will grow into being proper men. And this way, your daughters won't be subjected to that oppression. So really, truly, on the scale of the continuum from one generation to the next, this work that we're doing here is much more than just doing a Mohawk class. It's much more than that. As you know, like what Wyatt always says, this is Kanienkeha. It's not Mohawk. So it is much more.
Excuse me, Stuart. If it was Mohawk, he would say Ayajuni Agoyasagu. in our cross. So we
No,
don't want- it's harder to say Kanienkeha, but it's the right way. Because we have a heart, we don't have a cross. We're not Christians.
yeah.
At least I'm not. Anyway.
That explains the male, when they become under the religion, they will destroy regardless they want it or not.
Yeah. Okay, right there, which one didn't we break down yet? Onu, Warda, Warda and Guso. Yeah. Onu, Warda, Guso. Okay, that's the only one we have to break. All right, we can go over that now.
Okay, then, well, Juni, here we go, 1 second.
This came back.
Juni Unguerianerum Seragonsa.
Oyajuni, Unguairanera Seragunso.
Ayajuni, Unguairanera Seragunso. Ayajuni, Unguairanera Seragunso.
Ayajuni Onguayera Nera Seragunso.
Yeah, that's it.
Iationi, where I had it. Hold on.
Unguerianerum.
Unguerianerum Seragunso.
Excellent.
Iajuni, Ongware, Yanarum, Zeragunsu.
Very good.
Joni Ongwer Yaron
Unguerianerum.
Yanerum Seragunson.
Very good.
Will, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Ayajuni.
Ayajuni
Unguerianerum Seragunso.
Unguerianerum Seragunso.
Okay.
Brandy or Millie?
Ayajuni, where Yanalo Selaguso.
Elsa, go ahead.
Ayaduni Ungueraneron Seragunso.
Ayatuni Onguerianeru Seragunso. Circle.
Okay, then look, I don't know who said it, but I was reading it as you were saying it. It hit a bell. Look, Unguerianerum Seragunso. Seragunso. See, that's the Jegunsa. Jegunsa. It comes directly from Jegunsa's heart. All the hearts, female hearts. Agawariane Seragunso.
It's funny that you're touching on that because I wanted to come back to talk about this word. All the words that I see in there, like you said, Ongwehuwe, Yanaro, you're talking about the titles, the chieftainship titles, meaning female.
Right.
Whenever anybody's identifying chieftainship title, it really doesn't have anything to do with the male because it is the female's title. It's not the male's title. He's only within her title. So what I was seeing in here and what I wanted you to expand on, if you can, is the interconnectedness of these different words that we see, like you're saying, Jagunsaze, our heart, we can see then Jagunsaze goes back then to a time prior even to the formation of the Guyana Saragoa. Because Jagunsaze wouldn't only be a thing that we're experiencing at that time, it would be something that in the great cycle, when they're repeating, it would be something we are knowing continuously, repeatedly over time, over great distances of time, which means then that only a continuum of people could comprehend such things. It can't be people who are broken down into democracy and who are quite simply living in the here and now, because their knowledge is limited to being stupid, is to being within a limited perception of reality. So in that word, Guayagero, is, I see also in there, we can go right back to the creation story with the Agunsa, right back to.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Gonças, but look, Ungueriana non sarà gonzo. Ungueriana, Unguer, that's our Yaneron sarà, our, say, clan mothers, then coming from Jegonsa, Jegonsaze, instead of Gonsason, just Gonsaze. But it's what's in the mind. They were thinking about to include her and make a word around Jegonsaze as having that first title as Yoyaner. So when you build a law like that, you got to include her. And so I'm thinking at the time when the first non-native religious man say it, we can't have, he must have said they must have said, we can't have a woman leading this. So take the Oyana out and put Aweyasa in there and put a cross in there, and then we can make it male and get rid of them. Because if this carries on for life, generational, nobody will ever know about Jegonsaze or Oyana as a title. Instead, they'll use chief, which means diddly nothing to us.
Yeah, yeah. It means somebody who's the head of the fire department or head of the police or something.
Head of something, yeah.
But something here then also to expand on in our knowledge here is that when a Kanienkeha or any of the original peoples of Turtle Island are referring to our heart, where the non-native might refer to their heart, and they might be thinking whatever cholesterol levels or whatever blood levels of something, whatever, they'll be thinking of their own their own experience of the heart. But when we speak of heart, it is not limited to the physical thing that beats the blood through your body. It is about the love of where we come from, the love of our mother, the understanding of our mother being the primary, where if a person understands that, like just imagine you hear me saying that, the life givers are the primary, primary. You hear me saying that all the time. And then if something happened, and then you see that we're going to lunch and it's at a buffet, and I go and jump in the front of the line of all the women, then you can say, oh, you can see that it's not true. When a person speaks these things, quite simply, just speak it. If you speak it, you don't realize, or we may not realize, how the entire waterverse reverberates that upon us. Because just like if you're saying something in your room right now, even off of a wall, it will echo back to you. And so whatever we put out there into the waterverse, it will come back to us. So if we just talk about heart, oh, it's the thing beating our blood. Okay, then that's all that's going to come back to us. Our knowledge will be limited. But here, clearly, it's the experience of coming into being, of coming from out of nothing into something, from the process of Sky Woman, of how she created us, of how her story, her truth, of how DNA, of how physical matter is created, how you create a planet so that her children can live in beauty and happiness on that planet. All of this is in our hearts. This is our heart. So this is where you got to know and understand, anybody at, no matter what time you see or hear this, that the Kanienkeha is not of identifying so much what is the end result. It's about identifying the entire process of keeping that always in our hearts, in our memories. This is the reason why to this day we speak of Sky Woman. How many people, how many non-native people do you ever hear, anybody, on a daily basis when you're talking of spiritual matters or whatever? How many people do you hear giving reference to the Big Bang? You never hear that, but yet everybody is schooled in science and believing in the Big Bang. But yet You go anywhere through all the territories of the original peoples of Turtle Island, and we will all speak of Sky Woman. We will all speak of her in one form or another. And so we are speaking of our continued experience from the beginning of time, whereas the non-native world only speaks of where they're at. This is what makes it so easy for them to destroy everything else, because they have not only forgotten, they have killed it out of themselves. It's like as if they could take a knife and hollow out the whole inside of their body and the whole inside of their brain, and it's all just gone. Now they're just the shell. So we can see why it is so important to expand on a little word like our hearts. So much meaning in there. Now, whenever I'm going to say this, which it's going to be hard for me to say it, and I won't be able to say it too often in the beginning, but whenever I know my mind is going to go right back to the creation story, right back to the Agusa, right back to the twins. Yeah.
Okay, Edith, I just put in a word there.
Okay.
If we were just talking about the heart, say we're doing body parts, and say, well, Edith, tell me what the heart is, and say, and that means a blood mover. Means a blood mover.
So you could put there also in brackets pump.
Yeah.
Because bump, blood mover implies pump. Okay, Guayaguerdo, in this word, is there any roots, any connections to anything to do with our grandmother moon or her cycles?
Well, I think it's Wadenaguan. See, it's because Grandmother Earth, but Grandmother Moon put us here. So Wadenaguan sa. See, on KWEN, and that's the word for red. Wadenaguan tara. So it's a red blood mover. If I was teaching you colors, I would say Oneguantara. It's Onequenhtara. Oneguantara, but that's just a color. But when you write the heart, the blood mover, you say Wadenaguasawarianeros. So it's the red blood mover.
What is the Wadene? What's the
It's the it.
Okay, so Wadene, it's you're just referring to it by saying Wadene.
Yeah, it's the blood mover.
Okay, so put that there. It's red in brackets. Before, okay, should we put that red before or after the word blood in the English?
The red blood mover.
But the way that it's identified in Kanienkeha is the red.
It's written, the red is ahead of the moving part.
Okay, all right.
It tells you what it's moving. It's moving the red blood mover.
Wadene, you're gonna put it's, and then it's implies the, it's or it's yeah, it's it's a red blood mover. Does that correlate?
It's right on, yeah.
Okay, it's a red blood mover. Pump. Okay, Wadene Gua?
Wadenaguasawarianeros. Wadenaguasawarianeros.
We didn't do the word before, huh?
Yeah, no, I just sent that in because you were talking. I said, let me give them.
Okay. All right, let's go to the one we didn't do.
Let's go back then. Okay. Ayajuni. Let's just do one word at a time. Ayajuni.
This one we already did it. It will be on Paragon Sonsinino Yukinistan.
Okay. Unguerianero Seragunsu. Stuart.
Unguerianero Seragunsu.
Unguerianero Seragunso.
Unguerianero Seragunso.
Ungwe Rayana Saragunso.
Ungueriane rum seragunso.
Uguerayanos. Sorry, sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't. Ungwe, no.
Unguer.
Uguer
Yane rum seragunso.
Yanara Saragunso.
Okay.
Unguer,
Yane rum.
Yanarun Seragunso.
Okay.
Yanarum Zaragunsu.
Ungwer Yanarun Seragunsun.
Excellent.
Unguer no Yane Run Seragunsun.
Excellent.
Brandy or Millie?
Ungwer Yanalo Salagunso.
Yanare.
It's my turn.
Yes,
Yeah.
madam.
Unquer Yanero Saragunso.
Very good. Ultra.
Miles, it's your turn.
Beria Nerun Seragunso.
Tony Kayeri.
Onguerianiru Seragunso. Circle.
Okay, before we go to the next word there, we're gonna have to put the finalization of the whole purpose of this dialogue. The whole purpose of this dialogue, like everything that was discussed, is to bring us into line, into order with creation. Why? Ultimately, at this point in time, to heal our mother. So here we'll identify, to be very specific, that by doing this, this will heal our mother.
Because we already said, mine's one with our mother to heal her.
Yeah, this will heal our mother. To identify it like the final word as an action that will sum up all of everything that was said prior to that, you know. It's meaning like everything that was just said, this will heal our mother.
That's what, it's okay to heal? Okay.
Her.
Where am I?
And we should be very specific then. This will heal our Mother Earth.
It's because we just said that, you know, on
What?
and our minds to be one with our mother. We are just saying it. So
Okay, yeah, but yes, to what?
to heal her, because we just said our mother.
Yeah. Okay, just to say okay, I get you. To heal her. Wait a minute. Wait. Hang on one second. Let's go back and read the English, just so that we're getting the full sentiment right from the beginning.
If we pay attention,
we can. Wait a minute. That's not the beginning.
yeah.
If we pay attention.
we can adjust to her rhythms.
No, I'm talking about the whole thing.
That's the thing.
Okay, our mother sends us her messages every day. If we pay attention, we can adjust to her rhythms and expand our consciousness. What's going on there? Our own interconnected Ahondagari Wadekwa, to make our hearts and our minds one with our mother. Okay, all right.
Okay, I got it. Okay, there it is, Edith.
Just to, yeah, I guess it would, the sum up would be to heal her.
Har gett tidsåt det. Har gett tidsåt det. Tidsåt det. Har gett tidsåt det.
Oh, wait a minute, Boyagerdo. The proper term we're looking for is gotta be in relation to the time. And the Guyana Rasiragoa always dictates to us, or not dictates, but reveals to us what the actions must be of the people in regards to any circumstance. As we know, the circumstances have already risen to apply the purple wampum. So to do this then is on a higher level it's not just to heal her. Ah, it's to bring the two hemispheres of the brain back together. Her sky was split. So it's the opposite. Whatever the wording would be, to put her split sky back together.
Okay. Okay, Edith. IAT. The rest erase.
Okay.
NI. KONH. SA. SE. RONNI. Ayati Nigun Rasseruni, and that's to Ayati Nigun Rasseruni, and that's to rebuild her brain. Ayati Nigun Rasseruni.
Does
So
it give direct reference?
It would be HRA the way he says it. Gumra Seroni. He said the S, but it's a R that he pronounced.
Does that give direct reference to first the mind, her?
Yeah, well, for her. See, IAT, ni, for her.
No, but not just of her, but
for us to her repair her mind, rebuild her mind.
It's got to be specific relation to the splitting of her sky. It's got to be known, not just for people to guess, repair her mind. Her sky was split. See, this is on a different level. When we're talking about repair her mind, well, it means an individual woman. When we're talking about the earth, repair her mind, people aren't at that level of comprehension. Repair her mind.
Okay.
First, what
identify is put a R.
Here?
Yeah. Take the K out and take it right out, put a R. Okay, Ayati ni Runya Seruni. Runya is the sky. Ayati ni Rum. Ayati ni Runya Seruni. There, now you're rebuilding the actual sky.
Okay, so to rebuild her brain now in brackets in English. We got to be very precise with this term.
To rebuild the sky.
To rebuild her split sky. Now, wait a minute. When her sky is split, it implies it can only be from her sons, from a male thing, from a male corruption. So I don't know if this is necessary even to say this. Maybe it's already incorporated in the words, but it's got to be to put her sky back together, that it's to put the imbalanced male mind. Okay, I don't know how we're going to incorporate that in there. But you know what I'm getting at here, Wayagiri. You know that in order for the sky to be split, that means there's a male dominance. That means war. That's what splits her sky. There's no peace, there's no love after that, no matter what. How much a person thinks they're in love with somebody, impossible. You cannot be in love with somebody as long as we are in times of war. You are under the illusion of a relative happiness. But the true happiness here is from the sky being together, meaning no war. No, when the sky comes apart, it's her son that splits her sky. It's the correction of the male splitting her sky. So all of this, I don't know if it's necessary to identify male in this or that, or if it's already incorporated in the wording, but it's necessary for me to say this so that we all understand the true sentiment, what we're looking for here, the true statement. We're identifying something that has been done to our Mother Earth. And so we have to be very concise as to what we have to do to undo it.
With the original. Original sky.
Anybody know the time right now?
8:34.
8:34. Okay, we're not going to be able to go too much longer. We'll go into maybe 5 words.
Okay, I sent something. Edith, Damzayati Nigora Sudara.
It's gonna replace this word, yeah?
No, just put it.
I don't know if he wants to replace it, but he's asking for a word, and that's the one I sent.
Okay.
I don't know if we talked about, if we related this, but I think it was a month ago, maybe a little more. It was late at night, maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. It was the night there was a volcano, an earthquake also. Mini earthquake was felt. The thunders came. It was
Edith,
like
did you get
2
it?
in the morning.
Yeah, it's already written down there where they're.
I
Okay.
don't.
Which one? Where?
This one here.
Oh, okay. Yo, you took that. Oh, Damzayati Nigora Sudara. Damzayati Nigora Sudara. For us to
Okay.
put her mind back together. Okay, if it's split, now we just put it back together.
Her, you gotta put her mind back together.
This is to put that to a female, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and in brackets implying her mind was split. Her sky was split. People got to start to grasp the implication of when we say her sky was split. Of course, when we're talking about an individual person, we're talking about their brain. But when we say her sky, then we're talking about the collective. This is what happens when war takes place. When a man abuses or hits or beats a woman, her sky is split because she can no longer live in peace. She can no longer trust the world until she finds another place where there are men that can be trusted. So until then, her sky is split. Now, her to attain peace the way that the world has evolved here in Turtle Island, it was completely dependent on her sons coming into order with basically her teachings, everything, her heart, her beat, her rhythm. So just to understand here that this whole thing, it may be a hard, even an exercise to get to the true word that we want, but it's what is necessary to free the mind of all of these oppressions that have happened. When a person
Remember
starts,
last week we were talking about the sky, and I was telling you that the sky was not the sky, it was the blue. The sky was an English word, but we're us Karumhyag, it means on the blue. On the blue, see. And then there's other ways to say clouds. Yoru yoru is the blue is covered now. It just means it's covered. It doesn't mean sky. It just says the yoru yoru. It's the blue is covered. That's like on a cloudy day.
Okay, but then there is then something else here to adjust. Okay, you know what? We better finish this and then go into that, because then what this tells us is there's two levels of sky. Because the blue, if we say sky woman and the blue is the sky, then we're saying blue woman. But the reality is that when we see into the nighttime, that we see beyond the blue, and we know that's where sky woman is from.
Well,
So
then that's where we would insult the British, because if I mean, I know it's Karuyaga, the blue, that we're the actually we actually are the blue bloods. We come from the blue, you know. You know, if you're gonna use all words, you would say, well, we're the original blue blood because we come from the blues. We come from the sky, not the blue sky, not sky. We come from the blue.
well, that there also in the English, you got to be very careful of references there, because blue blood doesn't mean just what you're thinking right now. Blue blood means a bunch of inbreds, which the
That's
British
what
are.
I'm saying, but that's what they are, you know. But I'm just saying that us two, they must have had a good. I mean, they knew it was not blue because, like, within a Sawarian, it moves the red. It doesn't say it moves the blue. It doesn't say the Waderun Yan, the Waderun Ya. You can't even say it because it doesn't exist. The Yerun Ya, they got Waderun Ya. No, you can't say it.
Okay,
Anyway.
Where do we got to start from?
Here, because we didn't say it.
Onuwaragonso.
Onuwaragonso. Is there a K in there, what you're saying?
No, Onuwaragonso. Yeah, there's a K.
Onuwaragonso.
Onuwaragunso. Onuwaragunso.
Onuwaragunso.
Onuwaragunson, Tanini, Yonkinistana.
Very good.
We should have just all did that. You're the bravest one.
Onuwaragunso, Sini, Yonkinistona.
Very good.
Onuwaragunson, Sinin. What was it? I can't remember it.
Sinine.
I'm
Sinine.
Sinine.
Yukinistana.
Yukinistana.
Unyong Waragunsun Sinini Yoginistana.
Okay, read it. It's supposed to be next to the K, a H. Kitnistan.
Oh, okay.
Kitnistan.
No. Next to the K.
Next to the K?
K-H-I.
Yeah.
Take that H out of there.
There, Kitnistan. The last guy to read it, he caught my attention. He caught me that.
Brandy?
Onuwaragonso.
Onuwaragunso, Janine Yokitnistaha.
Yanare.
Onuwaragunso, Sinine, Yuginistana.
Yanare.
Miles?
Onuwaragunso, Janine, Yonkinistana.
Yukinistan.
Onuwaragunso, Sinine, Yonkinista. Circle.
Okay. Ayeti nigun rasiruni.
Tinigu? Okay, you're missing the H. Okay, I mean.
Ayeti. Oh, ayeti room. Ayeti. Tini Rung Ayeti. Split it there. Ayeti Ni Rung Yaseruni. Okay,
That's it.
at the NI.
Here?
NI. No, push it back.
No, no, the first one after IAT, NI.
That's where I
Yeah,
am.
push it back.
You mean like this?
Yeah, push it back. Take the
Oh,
apostrophe.
take out that apostrophe, he means.
Yeah. And push it back, the NI.
Like that?
Yeah, split, yeah. Ayatini Ruhya Seruni. Ayatini Ruhya Seruni.
Is that the way it was?
Yes.
Just pushed it back. Translation from.
There was no apostrophe before.
Okay, is that proper? Are we proper?
Yeah, Ayati Ruhya Seruni.
IAT or IATini?
Oh, Ayatini Ruhya Seruni.
IATini Ruhnos. IATini Ruhyaseruni.
Yeah.
Ayetini Run Yaseruni.
Ayetini ro ya seroni.
Ayetini Runaya Sarani.
Ayetini Rum Yasaruni.
Very good.
Ayatini Runya Saruni.
Yeah.
Brandy.
Ayetini Run Yaseruni.
Yeah.
Ayetini Runya Seruni.
Miles.
Ayatini Roya Seruni.
Yeah.
Ayetini Runya Seruni. Circle, and it's 15 to 9.
I think IATini Runya, put a comma there, IA between the A and the S. Would that be okay like that, Wire
Yeah, yeah. Will help you.
Ayatini Runya Seruni. Ayatini Runya Seruni. It makes it easier, doesn't it? Right? Ayatini Runya Seruni. Okay, all right. There in the English, would it be okay to do this, to put this there, to rebuild her brain / dream? Would it be okay to put dream there?
Oh, well, you can put it there, but it's the word dream is not in there.
But is it implied in the brain?
No, that's a subject by itself, a dream.
Okay, all right then.
Never mind.
That'll be another time then.
Yeah.
All right, take the dream out. We've lost the dream. Okay, is it just one word left?
Yeah, and no, the last one that Wayagiro gave us about the blood mover.
Okay, let's do those and then we better get right into Wayagiro doing them, right?
Put her mind back together. Damzayati. Damzayati. Split it there.
Okay.
Damzayati. T. Okay. Nigun ra sun. Ra. Yeah.
Sunda.
Damzayati nigun ra sudara.
Dayatini
Damzayati nigun ra sudara.
Anxiety rasundera.
Yeah.
Dayun sayeti nigun rasundero.
Daun sayetini corazón de la.
Dayune sayeti nigun rasundera.
Wow.
Damzayati.
Damzayati nigun Son,
Teron.
Sontero.
Daon sa yeti ni gonga sontero.
Very good.
Dayon Zayatini con Rasoton
Suderon.
Sotero.
Brandy? Dayan, wait.
Daon Zayeti.
Dayan Sayati Nigun La Sodalan.
Nete Gayanare.
Down Sayeti Nigunara Sondra.
Yanare.
Daon Zayeti Negunra Zuntera.
Suderon.
Dayan Sayati Nigun La Suntera. Circle.
Okay, I see what the problem is there for me in understanding this. Take the comma out of the TA and make it TAON, comma, between the N and the S. Down, down, down Zayeti, Nigura Zundera. Is that?
Yeah, that's
does
good.
anybody else grasp that? Down, Zayeti. Okay, all right. One more, right?
Yeah.
Wadeneguan Sawerianeros.
Wadeneguan Sawerianeros.
Wadeneguan Sawer. Where?
Sawer. Wadeneguan Sawerianeros.
Yaneros. Split it at the R. Split it at the R.
Yaneros.
Wadeneguan Sawerianeros.
Wadeniguan Sawerianeros.
Wadeneguan Sawerianeros.
Wadeniguan Sawerianeros.
Wadeniguan Sawerianero.
Yanare.
Wadeniguan Sare Yanaros.
Wadeniguan Sere Naneros.
Sawerianeros.
Sawerianeros.
Nete.
Brandy? Wadeniguan Sewer Yanos.
Sawerianeros. Sawerianeros.
Sawer Yanos.
It almost sounds like sour. You know, it's the word English word sour. Wadeneguan Sawerianeros.
Sour onions.
Michael, you have your trick for this one. Elsa, it's your turn.
Wadeneguan Sawerianeros.
That's the one.
Miles.
Oh, sorry. Wadenekwa Zawer Yaneros.
Nete.
Wadeniguan Sawerianeros. Circle.
Okay.
Wadene. Put a after the E, between the E and the K.
Like the Dene out west. Wadeneguan Sawerianeros.
Wadeneguan Sawerianeros. Okay, what time are we at?
7 to 9.
7 to 9. Okay, tonight we're not going to have time to go through anybody offering words. So next week, that's what we'll do first. I know we always say we're going to do something and we never do. But keep this in mind. If you thought of words tonight that should be in here, bring those words next week and we're going to go with those words first. Okay, so we can't go with too many words. Usually every week it's what, 7 words that we put in around there. So next week, that's what we'll do. No, I'm talking about the words that people add. Okay, so now everybody shut off your mics. There can't be any noise while Gerdo's gonna read off all of this so we get the proper pronunciations, you know, so nobody, complete silence now.
Yuki Nistaha, Yuki Rori,
Just a minute. I'm ready now.
Every week.
Yuki Nistaha, Yuki Roris, Tiniawa Haja. Our mother sends her messages. Da oyetia dahumsadade, if we pay attention. Owadiri wasiruni, we can adjust Jiniawa Haja, Jiniawa Noda to her rhythms. Dayete wadet nikun ra garuste, to expand our brain. To interconnect with the Honda Garihuadekwa. Ayajuni Ungweriane Ruselagunsu, to make our hearts Ungwanu Waragunsu, Jinine Yukini Staha, and our minds with our mother. Ayatirun Yaseruni, to rebuild her brain. Okay. To put her mind back together. It's a red blood mover. Heart pump. These were all hard words today, back to back to back to back. Usually you get one, but
It was phrases. That's why.
Okay, so again, just so that everybody knows, if no matter what time you joined us, if maybe you're going to see this sometime in the future, the specific about this interaction tonight, this specific things we spoke about, is because of things that happen within creation. If you pay attention to them, you could read them and you could make your own personal adjustments to even protect your family. Now think about this as if you were with us, you know that it's basically that by seeing the animals react or act in a certain way, you can predict an earthquake, you can predict a volcano. Now just imagine the people in St. Vincent Island off the coast of Venezuela, who, if they would have heard the information that we had on Thursday, we had this information Thursday. Imagine if we would have been able to tell them, and if they would have listened to us, well, they would have been out of harm's way, because the very next day the volcano actually went off, actually erupted. So by paying attention to the rhythms, syncing yourself with the rhythms of our Mother Earth, you could actually protect your children in ways that, well, right now you might not think, yeah, we don't get earthquakes around here or volcanoes, you know, that kind of stuff. But just imagine if the rhythm tells us, watch out, there's going to be a really cold spell this year, and you don't stock up on enough food or enough firewood. It can, by reading the rhythms, can protect you, can save your family's lives. Okay, so now just to do the closing, we usually ask anybody, is that what we do, or ask, or we appoint? Okay, we're gonna ask if anybody wants to. Is there anybody? And if you do, try to incorporate as many Kanienkeha words as possible. It's not necessary to do the closing, but if you can, try to put as many Kanienkeha words in there. Anybody want to volunteer?
I'll try it. Okay, so Dayatini, Werado, Dayatin, Werado, I'm not sure how to say sky woman in Kanienkeha. What I found was Garon Hayage, but that means sky. So, huh? Oh, okay. Jegun Saze. We thank Scott Jegun Saze, Ne Jegun Saze. She is the spiral of creation as we look into the heavens. She gives us spirit. And then we would like to turn our minds to Dietino Warado, Iesola Asun de Neca. She is the lifeblood. She controls the waters within all of creation and all living things. Dayetino Warado Ietinestenha Hensiage. She gives us all of us our lives. She gives she supports all of our lives. Dayetino Warado Oniga Suna. The waters are the blood life that exist in all of us. Teda Deni Warado Onande Suna Ononkwa Suna for all the plants and the medicines. I did this wrong. Deni Dietino Warado Guyane Gonrio. The Dono Yan on Kwani Gonora. I'm gonna say if I've left out a lot of stuff, so I do apologize. I'm very nervous. I practiced this all week and now I can't do it. But so yeah, you know.
All right. Okay. Danzija Datka.
Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, for anybody who's interested, tomorrow we do the reconstitution. This is where it's the reconstitution of the original peoples within the territory of the condor and the peoples within the territory of the eagle. And this is the sole purpose is to identify all peoples, all original peoples must remove themselves from anything to do with the corruption that the non-natives have brought here, that we must return to our own traditional councils, to our own languages, to our own medicines, our own teachings, our own everything. And we must return our interconnectedness, our within our communities, within our nations, within our confederacies. And we had many confederacies linked throughout Turtle Island, so-called North and South America. We were linked where we would have gatherings every 50 years within the Mayan territory as basically a like state of our nation, state of our peoples, to come back for renewals within us. So this is what we are working for every new moon and full moon we do it, this reconstitution. If you're interested, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Oh, no.
Danzija Datka.
Ona.